Hey gang, Space-Time Badass here. Today I want to talk about why I feel it's important to use multiple sources for lucid dreaming information. So lucid dreaming is like practically every other topic out there. If you do a search online for it, you are going to see a lot of different information, and a lot of this information is going to conflict. So ordinarily what we're looking for within a certain topic is consensus and to see what the most amount of people agree on as being true about a specific subject. In most cases this is going to be what is scientifically verified. Now lucid dreaming is a little more unique in that I don't feel that consensus itself is the best way to gauge on whether or not the information you're getting is accurate. While there are a lot of different studies that have been done and are currently being done on lucid dreaming, no doubt many more in the future, there are not a lot of studies ready available to the public that the lucid dreaming community has widely known about. So I've said it before and I will say it again that I think lucid dreaming holds a very unique place that is similar to meditation. With meditation and mindfulness practices, what we have is something that is a valid human experience that is scientifically verified. However, due to the way it began, still has some dogmatic connotations with it. Meditation and mindfulness are objectively valuable to the human experience scientifically. We do still see a lot of people coming to meditation to uncover facts about the universe rather than investigate themselves. Likewise, the same can be said for lucid dreaming. It is a valuable experience that is scientifically verified and still dealing with a lot of these dogmatic and esoteric connotations. So that is why I feel that mainly consensus is not a good way to get the best information about lucid dreaming. A good device that I have really latched onto since I heard it is one by Daniel Love, and in one of his videos he says anytime someone makes a claim about lucid dreaming, replace lucid dreaming with another skill, because lucid dreaming is absolutely a skill. I use this device to explain in my video Lucid Dream Tonight how it doesn't quite make sense. Speak Spanish tonight. It's the same for lucid dreaming, and that is a really good device that I encourage everyone to use who has an interest on the topic. The main reason that I feel you should use multiple sources for lucid dreaming is akin to finding a needle in a haystack. There are heaps and heaps of information out there that is not necessarily accurate or may not fit your style as a person or as a lucid dreamer. So what you're doing is basically digging through everything, trying to find that needle in the haystack, the one that is accurate and that fits your tone. If you find one person that you really like who talks about lucid dreaming, that is great. Definitely keep giving them your support. However, we have to realize that each lucid dreamer is different, so the approaches they take can be different from the next person, and likely they will be. Everyone's approach to it will not be the same. And that is a really big reason for why you should use multiple sources. Someone may be very great at control, another person could be wonderful at specifically attempting wilds through one method, or they could be good at success with multiple methods and have a lot of information on how to achieve a lucid dream but not know what to do once they get there. There are people who are natural lucid dreamers who would know virtually nothing about inducing lucid dreams but know a lot of the finer details involved in lucid dreaming itself once you already get there. There are people who have been lucid dreaming for just a few years or are very new to it who may be talking about it, and then there are people who have been doing it for years and years. I've almost been at it for a decade, about 8 years. There are lucid dreamers out there who have been doing it for 20, 30 years as well. And with this large spectrum and experience with different people talking about lucid dreaming provides really unique opportunities for you as a listener to learn new things. And that's not only from the veterans. There are some newer people to it who have some unique insights that I think could help people get a little bit further. There are people who have been doing it for decades and decades who have some very solid information, but some of them may be lacking due to memory for how they got over certain things in the past or how they got to where they are now. And overall, seeing and listening to lucid dreamers from all walks of life and from all time periods of using this practice is very beneficial. It's important to remember that not every lucid dreamer has all of the information. We are all individuals, and thus our information will vary. But I think it's important to find the people who present the information as honestly, transparently, and objectively true as possible. And when you find these guys, hang on to them, keep watching them, but also look for others, look for their recommendations, and that way you can get a nice grouping of people who you feel will give you honest, objective information, and those are the ones that you want to listen to. So how do you find these people? Well, I will include a list and why I've chosen these people at the end of this video, but I will give you some hard and fast rules for finding them as well. One thing is, when you find someone who's talking about lucid dreaming, I always say to look at their catalog of videos if it's on YouTube, or if it's like writing or blogs, what have you, look at their past posts. See if they are the same person. Likely they won't be. If they've been doing it for any number of time, you can usually see a person's transition occur through their beliefs and experience if they've been making videos for a long time. And the people who leave that up, I feel, like myself and Giz Edwards, I feel that these are people who are trying to live transparently and provide you objective information while being honest about who they are and who they were. It's very important to see some sort of change occur within that person's catalog, no matter if it's video or audio or writing, what have you, because it's important to remember that people will not remain the same. We're always changing. The people who would hide who they used to be or change things in their repertoire that don't coincide with who they feel they should be to you is a clear indication of someone that is not being honest about what they do. As well, you want to look for people who will upfront tell you when they don't know something. I would be very wary of the lucid dreamer who claims that they know it all. This is simply not true. No one knows everything. There will absolutely be areas where I am lacking and other lucid dreamers are lacking in information and experience. So the people, when asked to talk about something that they don't fully know about, will either stumble through it and make themselves obvious, or they will tell you up front, I don't know as much about this, but here's what I've heard, here's what I think based on what I've experienced, but if I haven't experienced just this specific thing, they should let you know. As well, I also think it's important in someone who's giving objective information about lucid dreaming to recommend others, because this is a widely known fact. So those who are really promoting the community, trying to grow the community, bring other voices that are important out into the world, I think that that is a clear sign that someone is really trying to do the best they can for the lucid dreaming community. And usually it seems that these people tend to care about whether or not they're giving accurate information. Another great thing is people who cite their sources in some way, as long as they're telling you where they got that information or how you can find that information, is another good sign for if they're providing good information at all. As well, these are people who will correct their errors. So when they make a statement that is false, they will not delete the previous video or statement that occurred, but rather revise that and let you know the mistake they made and clear that up. It really comes down to spotting the people, learning the skill to spot the people who are being honest, genuine, and transparent. And once you have that, you can see who are the bad guys of lucid dreaming and who are the good guys, and of course we want to hang on to the good guys. So without further ado, I would like to give you guys my list of who I consider to be the good guys of lucid dreaming, who I think fit this profile pretty well. First off, a lucid dreamer that everyone should know. If you're watching my videos and have never seen this person's videos, who are you? Of course I'm talking about Giz Edwards. Giz's journey and my own seems somewhat similar in that in our previous catalogs you can see who we were and the beliefs that we held when we started this whole YouTube thing, and then you can see that transition occur into what we have now. So you do see a transitionary period with Giz, and I think that that is a great thing. He seems to be very scientifically minded and to be someone who will not just sell you lies and what you want to hear to turn a quick buck. As you know, I know Giz a little bit from Team Lucid Dream, so I feel like I am qualified to give a solid judgment for the accuracy of his information. As well, honorable mention, another veteran, Reece Jones. If you don't know Reece Jones, get on that. It's Reece Jones 87. And he has become inactive as of late. However, he still does have a lot of videos up that are good information and some good ideas that I do believe have helped the community with quantifying their experience with lucidity. The next guy I've already mentioned. This is Daniel Love, aka the Lucid Guide. If you're not subscribed to him, definitely do so. He is not only probably the most interesting person you've ever met, but probably the most passionate about lucid dreaming and providing true, accurate information on the subject. He is just someone who wants nothing more than to share this wonderful practice with as many people as he can, and he is a true community person. Honestly, I would say if there were only one lucid dreaming YouTuber that you listened to, you could trust Daniel Love to be the accurate source of information. However, I think he would agree in saying you should take in more sources of information as well. So definitely check him out if you haven't already. Next up, we have Gio Bell from lucidsource.net. His website is a wonderful site, and he is one of the smartest people I've ever met, especially with lucid dreaming and remembering sources and lucid dreaming information. Chances are, if you have any lucid dreaming questions at all, he can give you the answer to it and provide you with a valid source pretty quickly as well. So lucidsource.net, definitely check it out. Max Hunter, aka TheRaRaRabbit, is another wonderful person to watch as well. Max has an incredibly unique experience, unlike many of those you are likely to find in this community. His motivations seem to align very much with my own, in that our passion for lucid dreaming is very much rooted in mental health and doing as much good as we can to help others help themselves and their mental states and their lives with this practice. Without going into too much detail, TheRaRaRabbit, aka Max, hears voices and has used lucid dreaming as a way to come to terms with that and learn as much about himself as possible and overall improve his life and understanding of himself. So I feel this is one of the most important stories that you are likely to hear with lucid dreaming, so definitely check him out, TheRaRaRabbit. Next up, we have Tipharot, and he is a true community person from what I perceived as well. Not only do I not find any discrepancies with the information he gives in his YouTube videos about lucid dreaming, but also he definitely seems really open-minded. From his videos, I've seen that he seems to be very much a person who is trying to come to his own conclusions through his experiences, and I respect that a great deal, as I have done the same. So I'd say definitely check him out as well. Next is Tim Post of snoozeon.com. Tim seems like a really good guy. I've only talked to him a little bit in the Lucid Dreaming Day live stream, but he seems to really have his stuff together and the right mindset. Not only does Tim live stream helping other people with lucid dreaming every day on his Facebook page, he goes live, but as well, he seems to be a person who has this moral responsibility to not only teach people how to lucid dream effectively, but to lucid dream for the right reasons, which I feel is very important. So definitely check Tim out at snoozeon.com. Now that is where my list originally ended, but I have reshot this because someone else has brought themselves to my attention since the first filming of this. And that person is Elliott, hope I'm saying that correctly, from lucidgearup.com. When he reached out to me, his words really struck a chord with me, and it seemed as though we have a lot of similar interests and a lot of similar ideas on the topic. I have since checked out his website, and he does have some articles there, some studies available. As well, he even has his MA thesis available for download as well. So although I don't have as much experience with Elliott as I do some of the other guys on this list, I still felt it was important to share his website because he does seem to have a lot of promise and his head in the right place, so check his website out, lucidgearup.com. As always, I want to remind you to check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at SpacetimeBadass. As well, if you want to support the channel, you can do so on Patreon. There should be a card on screen now if you'd like to do that. Alternatively, if you want to help the channel out and get some lucid dreaming goodies for yourself, you can use my Dreamleaf affiliate link in the description box down below, and 15% of your purchase goes to help the channel. As always, that is appreciated but never required. I am simply elated that you are here learning lucid dreaming with me. But I think that does it. Until next time, take it easy.